What's up, everybody? We're right back where we had left off. I decided to take your advice, and I'm just not going to cut anything out while we're on our outdoor adventures. I was going to go all the way back up to the lodge by my lonesome, sleep, eat a can of beans or something, and then go back out and do some more adventuring, but I figured I'd just keep it all on camera. Why not? Why not just come and join me for another episode of The Long Dark? Because you're already here. Why not? Just leave it running in the background. Just listen to the sound of my voice as you do other things. To quote Claptrap, listen to the sound of my voice. The soothing sound. Minion. God, I've been playing so much Borderlands lately that it's like... And the weird thing is that I'm not like a huge Borderlands fan. Like, I have no clue how this all happened. Wow. A big-ass chunk of the trail just kind of fell off right there. Hope nobody was standing on it when it went over. That'd be hella funny if there was a corpse down at the bottom right there. It wouldn't be funny, but it would be a loot opportunity. A lucrative loot opportunity there. And lucrative loot opportunities are never funny. They should be taken with the most large, enormous, serious sense of seriosity. Let's go back on up here. I was going to try and forage some wood because we're already here. Was there a... Let's keep the air temperature up. Yeah, there is. And so since there's a food preparation device over here, I think it might be a really, really good plan. Where is... I know I've got some venison in here. Yeah, we might as well eat our venison, I think. And then we'll try and prepare some wolf meat for tomorrow and the hike ahead. So let's eat that right there. Hopefully we don't get food poisoning. If we get food poisoning right now, I am not going to be in the mood for your shenanigans, Long Dark. It's a first aid kit right there. Let's... 23 kilos. We're going to be fatigued really, really soon. Well, let's go ahead and I'm going to drop the meat over here. So what we'll do is we will drop all the wolf meat in the case that, as I think it's going to happen, we're probably going to run out of... Yeah, we're going to run out of strength pretty soon. Our fatigue is going to be too high, and then it's going to cut our carrying capacity in half. We left a lamp out here and a crowbar. Does it have any fuel in it? Oh, it totally does. Good. Okay, well, let's go find some wood now so that we can cook tonight, because we might as well make hay while the sun is shining. But in this case, we'll be making meat while the sun is sleeping, I guess, if I wanted to make it a little bit more alliterative on the back end. We're still accomplishing things. We are accomplishing things! Where would be the best spot to get the wood from? This spot over here looks frisky. I don't know. We'll try over here. Break down their fence. I destroy you, fence! We have plenty of time to do this, so we may as well. Sounds like we got some cedar. Okay. Go one more time here and see what comes up. Two more cedar. Awesome. We actually might have a pretty decent fire tonight. We might actually be able to get some cooking done. I'm pretty pleased about this. I didn't expect us to find this much wood so rapidly. In fact, it's not even dark yet, and we're picking up more than enough stuff. We got a reclaimed wood right there. Let's go for one more. I think one more should have us covered. And that'll put us up to about 8 o'clock. Pretty close to 8 o'clock anyways, which then gives us enough daylight left to get back up into the tinder plugs. Okay, well, I dropped all my tinder plugs, so while normally I wouldn't be that excited about tinder plugs, we need them in this case. So we got cedar firewood. We should be able to start a fire, no problem up here.
Cold is making my head feel thick.
The cold is making your head feel thick? I don't think that's what's making your head feel thick. When my head feels tremendously thick, it tends to be because I have just approached a topic for which I have neither the brain nor the brawn, and so I am forced to walk away from my literature for a moment. Let's go to the wood stove. Obviously, we're not going to be carrying this wood around with us. Let's get this thing going. Cedar fire! It's kind of like Semper Fi, but cedar fire. You know, it's close. It's close. We move some, you know, you dot some I's, you cross some T's, you move things around. There we go. And so our fire starting skill is up to 68%. I'm just going to throw all this in here. I see no reason not to. And there it is. We don't need to boil off any water right now. Our water supply should be absolutely fantastic. We'll try and cook up as much of this as we can tonight, and then we'll go to sleep. It's at 87%, so it's not that beat up. If you remember correctly in the previous episodes, even if this gets down to like 20% and you cook it, it'll go back up to like 90% as a cooked product. So, things to think about in case you don't have the time to get things done. with about 4 hours worth of fire. I don't think we're going to be able to cook everything, but we should be able to cook most of it. It also sounds like there's a storm brewing outside, which is unfortunate for us. That means we may be blocked off. It depends. If it decides to keep going into the morning, it may mean that we're going to get blocked off from the locations that we want to explore. And right now, I'm not feeling especially cubic. Let's see, wolf meat right there. How many more of these do I have to go? We're not going to make it. It'll be close. We'll get most of it done, but we're not going to complete the entire stack. We'll get maybe 3 or 4 more done, and then we'll be walking around with a little bit of raw meat. That's okay. It's alright. I didn't really want to walk around with this anyways. I may leave it all laying on the floor in here, and we'll just use this as a base camp when we're trying to do other things. It's only 10 o'clock right now. Oh, that's so disappointing. I thought it was going to be a little bit later. Alright. Well, I guess we have more time to sleep then. I guess I'll look at that as positively as I can. That means we have more time to sleep. 2 wolf meats left. Let's see if we can finish off one of them before time is up. It's looking like a no. Oh, it's looking like a yes, coming down to the wire. Okay, that's fine. With 1 minute worth of fire left, air temperature, it's 20 degrees Celsius in here. God, it's great in here. It's looking good. Let's eat some wolf meat. Num 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 num. And num 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 num. You gotta take the high harmony when you eat the second time. That's an unknown rule of eating out in nature. And so we don't eating out. Never mind, I am not even gonna go there. I'm not gonna. Nope. PG-13 channel. Not gonna go there. I mean, you can make the joke if you want. It's already been made. I mean, I already slipped, but I almost did it. I almost did it. Let's go ahead. We're going to rest for 7 hours. I want to make sure that our fatigue is all the way down before we go out for another day of festivities in the wilds. But I want to find this prepper lodge. If we can find this prepper lodge, what I'll do is I'll use this place as a stop off. And we still got a blizzard going outside. Alright, well, since there's still a blizzard going, let's go ahead and drink the last of our water. Actually, that's concerning. I didn't realize we weren't. We've got enough left for like 1 day. Still a concerning amount of water left, and it's 6 a.m. Let's just go for another 3 hours, and we'll see where that leaves our fatigue. We'll see if that makes the storm dissipate slightly. I don't relish the thought of traveling in a storm. I'd really prefer to keep away from that right now. Okay, and so it seems like it's a little bit better outside right now. Alright. And since I don't really need to carry all this stuff around with me, let's go ahead and we'll get into this metal container right here. Let's drop off some of that. We'll drop off the Summit Soda. Anything else we want to throw in here? Let's throw the hatchet in there for right now, too, because if we find this place, I get the feeling we're probably going to want to bring a lot of stuff back with us, and I would much rather, there you go, store your socks with your meat. That's a great way to get kind of an extra flavor onto the meat if you're really kind of going for, I don't know, like a sour meat type thing. I know that sort of thing is popular in certain areas of the world, sour meats. If that's what you're going for, you can sour it with the sour taste of your Footsweat. Alright, so fatigue's looking good, water's looking okay. Summit Soda's back here. We do have the Summit Soda as a backup in case. Oh wow, our footprints stayed down there. Even though there was a snowstorm. Continuity errors! I can no longer immerse myself entirely into your game! No, I'm just kidding. Actually, it looks like they go all the way down the hill. We're probably going to break our ankles going down this hill. Almost every time I've come down this hill, I've broken my ankles. Almost unanimously. I'm not going to sprint it because I feel like that's adding a little bit too much risk to this equation. Oh, good. It's minus 15 out. Well, I don't know how much time we have to play with, but what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to get down to those cabins that are down here. We'll take a 1-hour nap, and we'll just wait till the weather clears. I think that's going to be pretty much the only option for us, because if it's minus 15 right now, that means our cold meter is actually almost visibly, you can watch it going up, and so can't be helped, can't be hurt. Really more trouble than it's worth, so I suppose we'll bed down for a little bit in some of these cabins. The Prepper Lodge, I have no clue where the Prepper Lodge is at. I know that I've said that a number of times during this series, but I couldn't find any of the comments that seem to indicate where it was at. I haven't looked at maps or anything like that because I feel like I've got a really good feel for the entire map right now. It's just got to be hidden in one of these little hilly areas. That's the only thing that it could possibly be, is that it's out in one of these little bluffs somewhere, because I've searched all of the main clear-cut areas pretty aggressively. In fact, I don't think there's any chance that I've missed anything in any of these areas. I think that I've done pretty well. I do think we are going to need firewood, unfortunately, pretty soon. Did I search this dead guy over here? It looks like there's a dead guy over here. And it seems like he might have been easy to overlook. There's a deer over there, but I do recall skinning a deer out here at one point. Yeah, he done been searched. He gone. He dead. Leave him on the ground. Alright, let's go back over this way. And I think it was over this little hill right here that we had some of the other cabins. Our cold meter is definitely going up very, very quickly. Leads me to think that this is going to be a little bit riskier than I wanted it to be. A little bit riskier. I was hoping we get some good weather out here. What is that? Flares. Oh, that's right. I dumped some flares out here way back when we were out here last time. I forgot about that. I dumped a bunch of flares because we were encumbered. I totally forgot about that. Previous adventures coming back to mind. Big old grin on my face now. I don't suppose, nasty little storm, that you'd like to go somewhere else, huh? Just leave me alone for a little bit, maybe? Allow me to complete my tasks? Oh, good, it does, actually. See, it never hurts to ask. It never hurts to ask. Sometimes the winter might actually listen to you. It may acquiesce to your demands to make it sound especially piratey. I think that I'll go... Yeah, let's stick to the plan right now. Let's stick to the plan. We wanted to cross the tracks over here. I'm sorry, not cross the tracks. We wanted to cross the pond. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to get cross-continental with this whole thing. We're going to cross the pond. We'll go say hi to our neighbors, and then we'll come back if we don't find anything over there. I'm just going to zigzag my way around the periphery of this area. I think that's... I mean, that might be the problem, is that I'm thinking a little bit too much right here. Anytime that I'm thinking, you think there's got to be a catastrophe nearby. Let's check. This looks a little suspect up here. Let's go ahead and check this upper bluff. And then once we've checked this, we'll go back down and we'll cross it. I just want to make sure that I'm hitting everything right now. We do have a good stop-off, so at any time we can go back to the Hunter's Lodge and we can just keep panning and scanning around. We killed that wolf while we were out here, and so... The wolf is off that way somewhere. I don't know if he's seen us, but... I'd prefer to not shoot any more wolves right now. That means if I shoot a wolf right now, it means I gotta go back to camp. It means we gotta do more... We're staying a little bit too far away from home right now. And that might negatively benefit us. I know that we've got a bunch of venison back at the house at the moment, and I lost my train of thought there for just a second. How do you lose a train? I don't know. It's a pretty big object, but I've managed to do it. Lost my train of thought there for a second, but we've got a bunch of venison back at the house that's going bad right now too, which has me equally worried about everything. How many calories do we have? 1,700. It's not time to eat yet then. Oh yeah, we got another wolf out there. Alright, well at least we've got fertile hunting grounds. If we end up having to bed down here over the long term, I think we can keep ourselves fed. Killing a wolf every now and again by allowing it to bite me and then beating it to death is also a strategy that you can employ once you run out of bullets. You can do that, it's just that it's going to take you a while to recover in between, and then that's also going to put pressure on your antibiotics. But I have a lot of antibiotics, I just don't have a lot of bullets, and so when you've got one thing and not a lot of another, well, you can kind of... You can play in a subpar fashion in order to get things done. I'm going to try and keep... I wish there was some kind of... I wish you could make trail markers in this game. I really do, with your firewood. If you had firewood and you can make trail markers, I would really prefer that. What's this over here? Basically any large lumpy object in the snow I'm going to be very suspicious of, because bunkers tend to be a little bit low lying so that their profile is difficult to see. And I haven't seen what the prepper place looks like, but it seems like it's just a bunker or something. Or like a pillbox, like a sealed off pillbox that might be really, really hard to find. Let's go around to the back of here. I'm going to get up on that hill and we'll take a look and see where it leads off to. I think this is open space over here, though. It's a deer. A little bit of meat on him. I think it's worth it. Let's go for it. I mean, it only takes us 21 minutes to get the meat off of him. We might as well. Alright, so we got a little bit of venison. Augment our food supply a bit. Let's go up to the top of this hill over here, and we'll just see where this leads. If this puts us back near... I have a pretty good reckoning for where I am right now. In fact, I think we're heading slightly southwards, maybe. But without a compass, I couldn't tell you. You got a sprained ankle going uphill? How do you even do that? That's incredible, man. You got a sprained ankle going uphill. Constantly impressing me with your ability to sprain your own ankles. Oh. Well then. Okay. That gives me a much better feel for how this all connects. I don't think that we have a very good chance, though. I don't think they'll put the prepper... I thought that deer looked familiar over there. While we're on the subject, I thought that that deer definitely looked familiar. There's another deer backing over the hill, but I don't think I'm going to waste time going after it. So right here, if I head back that way, it'll take us to the clear cut with the abandoned cabin, and then that'll take us right back to our house, in fact. But that's not where I'm interested in going today. As long as we've got the temperature to be out and about and handling our business, I think that we should do it. I don't think we should waste time going back. I feel like we're doing pretty well right now, aside from the fact that we can't seem to find this bunker, and I don't know, I feel like I'm filling dead space right now. But when I find it, I really do want to be vindicated. I want to have that aha moment where we all get to cheer and like throw our hands in the air and be excited because we found something. If you get food poisoning out here in the middle of the wilderness, start vomiting everywhere and just having whirlybird diarrhea, I'm going to be upset with you. That's never fun. Anybody that's ever had to vomit and also had diarrhea at the same time, like if you get really bad food poisoning, I had it happen one time. You got to choose which end goes over the toilet. It's no fun. It's no fun at all. No joy is to be had in that situation. Either way, it's going to be just a mess, and it's going to totally suck for you. And I didn't have the foresight to get, like, every family has a puke pot. I don't know if your family has a puke pot, but every family I've met, like when their kids get sick, they have like this random piece of kitchenware that they use for catching puke. I didn't have the foresight to get a puke pot because all of my cutlery and all of my silverware remains for dinner. I will not be vomiting on any of it. That is not civilized. Absolutely not. I figure as long as you get the vomit like onto a flat surface like linoleum, you should be okay anyways, but this is really kind of going in a gross direction, so I think I'm going to back off of it for a little bit. Some people get really kind of green around the gills when they talk about that sort of thing. I got a stomach made of iron. I've never been one of those people like nothing sets me off my stomach. Like I can sit and eat food while bearing witness to just the worst things on earth, and I can just keep on eating. I am definitely an iron gut. I don't think there's going to be any reason for us to weave around on this side because I know where that's going to lead back to. I hear another wolf. Slow my roll while I go downhill slightly. I think that's pretty much my plan from here on out. I think I'm just going to zigzag and we'll see if we can find this thing. We haven't done anything on the opposite side of the clear cut. But from this side, we haven't really looked around either. From what I understand, it's a random spawn. Like, it can be in a number of different places. I've never looked at a map, and in fact, if I don't find it in this episode, I may look at a map of the possible spawns, just because I feel like this adventure is drawing out a little bit, and I'd like to be able to check things off the list, at least, because right now, we don't even have the benefit of a checklist. Like, we've checked here, we've checked here, we've checked here. A checklist in the most literal sense of the word. And I don't even feel like I'm checking things off the list right now. I'm just weaving my way across the valley, hoping that we find this thing, just randomly stub our toe on it, and I don't think that's the best strategy. Thirst is looking pretty bad too, so we are going to have to take a break, and unfortunately I didn't bring enough water with me. I was hoping I would be successful long before... I was really hoping I would be successful in finding this thing before all of our supplies ran out. It's not hard for me to go back to the other cabin from where we are right now. I know where we are. I've got a really good grasp of where we are for once. Usually when I'm over here in this logging cabin, or this logging camp, I tend to get a little bit lost and a little bit confused, but I know where we're at now, so I'm not too worried about it. Maybe it's the walking sideways that causes me to sprain my ankle. I've got like a random icicle right here that apparently fell from the heavens randomly. The divine icicle! Ah! Let us all give praise to the divine icicle. Kneel 3 times before the icicle. Help me find the bunker, icicle. Okay. I don't know if that's something that a deity of ice would really be interested in helping us do. But I hope that he would be kind, or she would be kind if she's an ice deity-ess. Where am I right now? Top of a big-ass mountain in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I see... Hey, there's our house. I can see my house from here, to fill in the cliche. I hear a doggy. I hate that you can't go over like the smallest of bumps in this game. Like seriously, you can't step over that right there. That is outside your capabilities. Ugh. Like, I really, 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 they need to add a jump to this game. I mean, we could go back to our house and get water, and then come back. I don't think it's too terrible of a plan, actually. Let's go back to our house. So our bearing is going to be right here. Okay, let's go back to our house and we'll get water, and then we'll go back out on adventure. Just kind of see where the game decides to land us. Unfortunately, really unsuccessful the last couple episodes. I am disappointed with myself right now. Not in like a I missed the winning pitch type of way, but just like a I wish something would happen sort of way. I really want to find this place, and I do think that it would be of great benefit to us so that we could then buckle down and figure out how we wanted to survive the rest of the game without having to wander around and go on exploration fests anymore. Because once we find that, I'm pretty sure we've hit everything. Let's get back to our house, we'll grab some water, and I think that'll be the duration of the episode. In fact, weirdly enough, I have once again unfortunately failed to keep a proper eye on my timer, so I have no idea what timestamp we're at right now. I do this at least once a day. Like, I sit down to batch record, and at least one episode out of 5, I lose track of my time, and I'm just like, well, damn it. I need to just go get a stopwatch is what I need. I'm doing it on my phone right now, but unfortunately phones are stupid and they turn their screens off no matter... Like, I tell it not to turn its screen off and it still turns its screen off. And so unfortunately, if I lose track, I've got to like log into my phone in the middle of an episode, and that is not something that I have interest in doing right now. We'll grab some more water from over here. We're looking alright. I mean, it's only -1 at the moment. We're not in bad shape for coldness. I think I'll probably scavenge for wood a little bit, but yeah, I think this is where I'm going to break off this episode. So my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here in the Nerdcast for the next episode of The Long Dark. I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode. Take care out there, everybody, and hi-do.